Next speaker is Dr. Haekal Adha Al Giffari. Mr. Haekal is a research coordinator at Asatu Research and Insights, a runs an independent consulting focused on making artificial intelligence accessible for the public without a technical background. A former part-time lecturer and researcher at the International Islamic University, Malaysia. His research explores user literacy in AI, including how individuals interpret, engage with, and ethically apply AI tools. With a background in business development at a leading edtech VC-backed startup, Hackle now involves training programs that empower educators, researchers, and entrepreneurs to integrate AI into research, teaching, and marketing strategies. He has been invited to speak about AI in over 5 countries and 35 plus programs, sharing practical insights on AI adoption across academic and professional sectors. He is passionate about ethical and inclusive technology use. Hackle advocates culturally grounded approaches that make AI not only useful but meaningful for diverse communities. Please join me in welcoming our speaker, Dr. Hackle Adha Al Gifari.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Professor Dana. Thank you, Kiran. Happy to be here. And yes, it is very interesting to be here because understanding the AI is actually it's not only from technical but also from social because a lot of people, especially in Indonesia, they try to understand what AI is, especially during the booming of ChatGPT at that times. However, because we have different spectrum of cultures here and we have like 700 ethnicities, they try to they interpret it differently. Okay, and this case we do the research with my company Asatu Research, which is the research consultant in Indonesia. We help diverse company to do data collection and research analysis, culturally based and AI based in Southeast Asia. And my current research, we focus on Malaysia in Islamic universities there because it's one of the biggest culture we say in Malaysia and Indonesia, as we are in as a Muslim majority countries. All right. So I will
Okay,
share my
Mr.
screen.
Hackle,
Oh,
sorry
yeah.
for the interruption.
Sorry.
Please share the screen, okay?
Oh, yeah. Sure, sure. All right. Okay. I hope that my screen is visible now.
Yeah, it's perfect now, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much, Kiran. All right. So actually, our research started when we see the interesting findings from Stanford human-centered AI design. They apply the research and they compare between individualist approach and collectivist approach of culture. It is interesting because the result from the Stanford showing that individualist culture, like in the Western world, they are easily adopt AI. It means like the capability and the probability to adopt a use and believe it's higher compared to the collectivist culture in the Eastern world, especially in Southeast Asia, like Indonesia and Malaysia. And it is interesting because when we see Islamic academic environments, it it sometimes it can be west, it can be east also based on several literatures. So here, our research try to make it more specific in Malaysia because the reason why Malaysia, because Malaysia is we can say that they quite advanced in AI in Southeast Asia because they try to establish the AI office as the government, giving the government direction related to AI, and that directions moving to higher educations. And yeah, we know that the integration of the AI into education is something that really, really important. And we always think about it and we construct about that forms. And also the debates around the AI, especially in 2023, we found the interesting debates about the paper related to the AI, ChatGPT at that time, questioning the concept of authorship because at that time in that journal, in that reputable journal article, the author write OpenAI or ChatGPT as their co-author. And next, we know that in the current day, ChatGPT has successfully completed the prestigious MBA, even medical exam, even though it's not perfect, but if the goal is to just pass the exam or just pass the test, it is excellent. So the questions come there. So we try to understand within the three spectrums here, the problem based that become the background of this research. There's a dilemma between the efficacy and ethical concern, right? In several countries that I went there, and especially in Asia, in the Europe, I always see there are three spectrum or three dimensions of educators when they try to approach AI. Number one, the one that really avoid, they still really doubtful and only allow AI to interfere their life in very little way, little interventions. And number two, the one that's still doubtful, but they consider in using it, approach it critically, moderately, and always dive deeper about it. And number three, the educator that they embrace AI without critical, what do we say, without critical approach. So they just believe what AI give because it can help them. It's really it's super helpful, and most of their work is implemented by AI, which is okay. However, this kind of educator, they less critical. Therefore, the verifications and also the critical spectrum we cannot find here. So there are three educators in most of the universities, most of the school also that we went there at that time, and it became the dilemma. So how to use this among the educators? And number two, there is a fragmented understanding. It means that in initial exposure, okay, between lecturers and students is quite different because we know that in social media, the buzzword of AI booming everywhere. We listen, we know, and also we try to apply a lot of news related to AI, which is quite scattered. And it's even saturated. However, when we try to do the prior research. Actually, before this research, we conduct also in Malaysia and Indonesia. Most of lecturers, they got the initial information about AI from the workshops in their school. Okay, so that's quite interesting. While students, they get the information from the social media mostly. So we can see later how it shaped the narrative of AI that they give. And next, innovation and traditions. It is interesting in this case because in the university that we use as a sample, International Islamic University, Malaysia, they try to align technologies with Islamic principles because it's a culturally based university and Islamic based university. So it's their visions there. And we try to dive deeper how, why, and what is the results of that. All right. So basically, we will address the four objectives here. Number one, we want to know the way how ChatGPT, especially here, articulated by students and lecturers. And number two, what is the social discussions themes that emerge based on their conversations, and how it shaped their understanding and ethics, and how culturally specific ethical interpretations within an Islamic framework is shaped based on their conversations. Because a bit background about the university, that the Islamic value is the foundation on that university, and also its students, okay, its students and lecturer, they have the special course to understand knowledge within the Islamic perspective. So it make them special for this sample, for this case, okay. However, we find that the students and lecturers, not all of them Muslim. Like this, the university is quite diverse. Okay, it's quite diverse, and yeah, they try to use this kind of understanding. It's quite interesting. All right, so based on that problem, we move to the several literature. Okay, that be a background of our research here. We understand that most of the results in the education and AI, all right, they focus on the positive results, okay, that undergraduate and postgraduate students have the positive attitude in understanding the ChatGPT, especially, and only minority that uncomfortable. And also, yeah, we know a lot of use like generating ideas, finding information, understanding materials, and so far and so forth. But we highlight the personalizations here, the personalization feature for educations. And it is interesting also that when we try to find the literature in Malaysia specifically, they launched similar AI like ChatGPT, but before ChatGPT booming in Southeast Asia, it's called Merlin Project. It's funded by Telekom Malaysia. Telekom is like the biggest telecommunication company in Malaysia. They try to understanding the way students use AI. They get the data with the consent, and after that the data is using to improve the specific universities as a sample for that. In that case, they use multimedia university or MMU. And prior research also in same university, IIUM, that more than 80% of students aware with the usefulness and ease of use the ChatGPT. However, the issue is it's only below 50% students that use ChatGPT. Uh, this result is 2 years ago, it's 2023, okay? But maybe the number is increasing now. However, we try to address this gap. So it shows that students and lecturers have various responses and their struggle to deal with efficacy and ethical dilemma, and what is the initial engagement with ChatGPT, how they try to contextualize the ethical guidelines. So we focus on just the research questions one here, the articulation itself when they deal with the ChatGPT, especially here. And next, we apply the symbolic interactionism theory based on Blammer, okay, in 1969, and we try to develop the theory because we found several theory they relate with AI also and technology especially. And this is the initial framework that we established. At the first time, we try to understand how the students and lecturer they articulate the meaning of ChatGPT itself, and after that, how they try to shape the meaning, okay, during the social interactions. It can happen online or offline. And after we got the data here, we try to understand how they interpret the conversations and the social interactions, all right, in order to build the ethical stance on ChatGPT. However, interestingly, the result is not as simple as this, while we see that our framework were expanded due to the richness of the data. And yeah, this is the way we try to construct the specific research here. Like we use purposive sampling and we use the criteria and thematic research, and we try to take as a sample each students and lecturers from every faculties. They use the term kuliah instead of faculties, right? And also we take several students and lecturers also in every department there in order to ensure that they're part of our criteria. All right, and then after we collect the data, we try to analyze using thematic analysis, synthesizing the finding, and we move to the results. Okay, so this is the final framework that has been expanded based on the result. Just like what I mentioned before, the way of students and lecturers in this university encounter the ChatGPT is different. From the lecturer part, they were introduced ChatGPT based on CPD. CPD is Center Professional Development. So it means like the specific department in the university that train and coach the lecturers and academics in that university. While students got the information about ChatGPT quite in multifaceted, scattered, it's not structured like what the lecturers got. So it will affect the way they understand and the way they try to articulate the meaning of ChatGPT itself for them. Because of what? Because when the lecturers they were introduced of ChatGPT by the university, I think, and we saw that the way they interpret ChatGPT is quite structured compared to the students, while the interpretation is quite, we can say, scattered and not structured and so far and so forth. So I think that initial encounter of the AI technologies need to be structured, like especially based on the specific department that address it. And we can see in the ChatGPT use, the way the student and lecturer articulate the use of ChatGPT there, its technical aspect, personalization, and so far and so forth, and social interaction also. They talk about integrity, use, and education impact. And those who affirm ChatGPT at the first time, okay, affirm it means they don't change. Social interaction cannot change their stance in ChatGPT. They have no negotiable view that ChatGPT is only tool and it can help for educations. And they can come up with analogy, like for example, painters and photographers. Okay, they are two different jobs, right? Like AI also, they will come another jobs also. So they are not afraid their jobs taken by AI. And negotiated view, it means that they change their view based on the conversations. At the first time, they don't believe, they don't use, even they ban the use of ChatGPT in the classroom, and at the end, they try to be more lenient, but still critical. And it moved to the ethical stance, okay? Number one, they focus on the utilitarian stance. It means that as long as the consequences of using ChatGPT is good, the result is good. And number two, situational. It means that it depends on the situation when you want to use AI. Like for example, in the assignment, there's some assignment that's very, very transparent. So lecturers, they can encourage students to use AI. However, during the exam, they cannot use. So it's very, very situational and very, very contextual based on the lecturer's discretions in using AI. And also, it is encouraged for them to be transparent in using it and showing step by step how to develop that kind of assignment. And number three, microethics, it means like there is a need to inquire the university to create the specific guideline, the microethic guidelines. It's been like in every situation, in which situation that is allow and not allow in using AI, and how we can monitor and how we can ensure that the training the students learning is not defected with that. So that's interesting point. And the ontological and virtue ethics, it means like when they keep the virtue in using AI, okay, so you can use it as long as you can be credible and transparent. And this kind of the conventional ethics, okay, the conventional ethic is interpreted in an Islamic way. There are several terms that I want to share after this, okay. There are three types here. That it is Khalifah, Barakah, and Hikmah. It is from Arabic terms, okay, and it has a specific meaning when they try to interpret AI based on their perspective, okay. Number one, Khalifah, they believe that human is a vigilant, that human must take control, human must be responsible, and human must know that there is a consequences in using AI here. So when they answer our interview, okay, they come up with this concept, and it's interesting because they can relate it with what they have in their mind, the Islamic part, the cultural part in their mind. And Barakah is blessing. So this part of AI is a bless, and they come up with the gratefulness, and they believe that job and also opportunity will be coming more and more and more, and they should give contribution to this AI tools and the expression of knowledge. And hikmah also, it means the knowledge and action must be similar and congruent or relevant in understanding the AI. And that's why, based on these three things, the university will come up with Islamic AI Center as an entry point to understand AI in the Islamic perspective based on that university IIUM. All right, so this is the way we try to understand the structure of university when they want to establish the AI and Islam concept. Like they try to put a specific guideline, and after that they formalize AI courses for all levels in the university. And after that they will build the think tank and department AI Islam and Society Research Center development. So we call the experts from every department in the university to sit together and to talk about this and developing the way university move in addressing the global movement related to artificial intelligence and how education can advance with this kind of concept. All right. So I think that the significance of the study, we try to help the management team to develop the policies related to AI use, and we assist in tailoring academic activities about AI, responsible and effective use, and to ensure that there is a clear ethical guidelines, because the guideline is not only one of guideline, because the technology development is very, very fast. So we expect that the guidelines will be updated gradually based on the development of the AI. And also educators gain the confidence to incorporate AI tools, because some of them still in very, very doubt in using it and always questioning. So we give the confidence that this is for the advancement of the educations, and to ensure that we can advance and excel the educations in the university. And also for the AI developers, let's say developers want to approach the Muslim majority market. So using this kind of approach, especially using the terms, the Islamic terms, it may be helpful, because we try to align with their understanding of AI. So it is interesting because sometimes the ethical concept, the beneficial concept, and contextual concept related to AI based on the specific religion or culture is quite different. So I think that this study can help the developers or AI teams or AI experts when they want to penetrate the market into the Muslim majority country or Muslim communities in the world. So yeah, I think that's the presentation for me, and this is my LinkedIn and IG. Usually I talk in Indonesian in my Instagram, but in LinkedIn I talk with English there. So I'm happy to connect with you. So let's say if we can open for any collaboration, especially for Asatu research and insight, to conduct further research and to make your decision more insightful and also more informed decisions to create more tangible actions related to AI, culture, religion, and society in Southeast Asia. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for an interesting lecture. Any questions? I'm so happy that this American invention, some GPT, ChatGPT, is used in Malaysia. We love Malaysia so much. And please look at the works of Sam Altam, the inventor of ChatGPT. If there's no other question, see you in Malaysia soon. Please keep in contact and please come to New York on the 12th of October. I hope. Ask your university and please come. We'll welcome you and we love to hear from you then. Lots of love.
Thank you, Professor Dana. Sure, sure. We'll inform the university. Thank you very much for the invitations.
Thank you so